How is it going, everybody? It is Sean, or the Armchair Coach, and welcome to episode 5 of New Orleans Pelicans Chaos. We have been here, we've been there, we've been everywhere with this team. Last season, I was really disappointed in what ended up happening. We had to give up Luka to get Evan Mobley, but I think the roster overall is still in a very competitive state, right? We've got a great front court between Evan Mobley and Alex Sarr. Both of them, I think, are going to step up and be huge for us this year. Jeremiah Fears is still a very solid point guard / shooting guard option for us. We did manage to acquire AJ Mitchell as well as Kason Wallace over the offseason due to a draft day trade, I believe, that we ended up making. So we acquired two very young and talented pieces. I mean, I guess they're not that young. They're young and talented enough to be coming off of our bench and contributing pretty heavily. We also managed to bring in Nikola Topic this offseason. He's not the best, however, he can definitely contribute to the roster. All of the rosters we have had so far, I definitely feel the strongest about this one. But we're going to have to see how things unfold here against our Chaos Wheel. So, upon our screen lies our Chaos Wheel with 22 different things that it can land on that we will have to achieve. I am thinking about reworking the trade for a team's best player option. I think we are going to remove that option here and make that official. We've just seen how impossible it is, and I think the blockbuster trade is just a better version of trading for a team's best player. It's just more diverse, and it allows us a little bit more flexibility in that chaos effect. However, I'm not necessarily giving up on that effect being on the wheel. I've got to rethink it. I've got a couple of ideas as far as it's concerned. We'll see, though. However, with that rant aside, as I'm so great at doing, it's probably why people don't end up finishing my videos half the time. But speaking of, if you're hearing me talk about this right now, hit the like button down below, comment, subscribe, and I guess there's also a hype option. I'm not sure how that works. I was looking in the analytics feature the other day just for funsies, and I saw that there's hypes. So I guess hype the video. I mean, Danny2k says it. I thought he was just saying that because it's like a fire line to say when you're asking for subs. But we are going to have to trade away our draft pick this year. Aw. 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 Well, that stinks. I mean, having to do that right off the bat is definitely tough, but we can see what we will get for it, as we'll have to see who it's going to here. I mean, as long as we're not trading away players, I guess it could be worse, as we'll make a deal with the Sixers. But yeah, I think we have a luxury of picks, if I'm not mistaken, so definitely would love to use some of those if we can. Okay, so looking at the Sixers, this is disgusting. This is disgusting. What are the Sixers building? How did Jason Tatum end up here? Did he just sign here last offseason? Okay, wow. That hurts as a Celtics fan to see him in a Sixers jersey. And it's like he's reuniting theoretically with Jaylen Brown, however, not in this universe. But looking at things here, they've got no picks in this draft, so I'm sure they'd love to take one of ours here. We have two. We have a swap worst with the Spurs from the Cavs and a Thunder pick. So, I mean, really, I'm just going to flip a coin here off screen, and I guess the way we'll do this is if it's heads, we'll go Cavs, tails, we'll trade the Thunder's pick. Neither one of these picks, if we're being honest about modern basketball, right, should be very valuable. So I'm not too hurt to move off of one of these. So we're going to flip it here. Hopefully you hear it. And it is indeed tails, and I can tell you that the tails of this coin is, what is this? The Bessie Coleman quarter? That's the quarter I've got here in my hand. Going to be a trade of the Thunder's pick here. It's only worth 1.5 stars. So do we just try to like do a pick swap here? We'll give you a pick this year for a pick next year. And they want to do, okay, so they'll give it, I don't understand why you want that. I mean, sure. Doesn't really end up doing much of anything to hurt us. And with that, we can set up our minutes, get everybody ready to start this season. I guess AJ Mitchell will be running the point guard. Jeremiah Fears at shooting guard. Koa Pete still running small forward. And then this dominant front court of Sarr and Mobley hopefully will be leading us to glory this season. All right, and we have all of the minutes lined up here. We could theoretically put PJ Hall, this center that we've got to back up Alex Sarr, in over Tristan da Silva. We have kind of a logjam. I guess Deuce McBride is really kind of the guy who should be shuffled out of the rotation, if we're being honest. Which is painful because I love my boy. Deuce McBride is an electric defender, and he's actually just getting better and better in the NBA. However, unfortunately for us here, he just can't earn minutes with us needing to kind of keep the rotation in order. But that's going to be the rotation to start the season. Let's spin the games wheel. We'll see how long we'll get to see our new look lineup for. Give the games wheel a spin as well, and we will spin. Let's see. It's going to be, is it going to land on 7 or 15? I think it'll be 15. Nice. All right, so a nice 15-game stretch here to get our legs underneath us in this new season. Okay, so 15, I guess actually 16 games have passed. I don't know how to count. Oopsie. But 16 games have passed, forgive me for that, but we are 7-9 here, which is just so frustrating because I can't handle us going 41-41 for a third consecutive season. I really don't know what the disconnect here is, right? We've got a great roster. Maybe we're a little bit too stuffed at some positions, but I feel like we should be doing better. When we're on, we are on. As you can see, Alex Sarr and Jeremiah Fears both put up a 30-piece, almost 10 rebounds for Jeremiah Fears as well. Holy cow, brother. I mean, one thing that we can take a look at here, and maybe we'll fix, that's the wrong screen, we can take a look at the shot tendencies. I mean, Jeremiah Fears right now is the only person really trying to lead the way in scoring, and I feel like we should be having Evan Mobley be more of a scorer for us as well. So I think what we do here is we say, hey, listen guys, you guys are like the 3 best players on our team. You guys should be taking like the majority of the shots. I don't know if I want Jeremiah Fears to necessarily be like the guy. Okay, so yeah, I think we let these 3, right, have the leading shot tendencies on our roster. I mean, Koa Pete can take a few more shots, and I mean, we can get everybody who's definitely able to score a little bit more scoring inclination here. But it's time to spin the chaos wheel again. Definitely some effects here that I think could help us make the team even more competitive. And once again, we're getting in the habit of shuffling this every time. Let's give it a spin. Keeping my aim on the wheel this time. We'll see if I can do better than last episode. And starters are going to be exhausted over this next stretch as they will play 40 minutes apiece. Let's see how many games we will have them running the floor for about the entire game. Oh boy. 17 games are going to pass with our roster playing 40 minutes at the top. Yeah, I think our starters might hate me by the end of this next stretch, but I will be back. All right, so take a look at the wildest rotation you've ever seen, right? We've got all 5 of our starters playing 40 minutes for us. If you think you were tired before, fellas, I'll show you what tired really is. I'm the new Coach Tibbs around here, and we will see you in 17 games. All right, so 17 games have passed. We are 19-16 now. Definitely starting to turn some more positive results out. However, playing 40 minutes definitely leaves your roster open to injury, and unfortunately, AJ Mitchell has torn his right MCL and will be out for the next 2 months. So we've got Nikola Topic in there, and I think he'll be fine for the next couple months, but we definitely are still winning less basketball games than I would like here. But when we are scoring the basketball. 27, 26, 26, 20, 20. Let's see. Yeah, 48 piece from Evan Mobley against the Rockets. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, with our starters out there 40 minutes a game, right, we're definitely going to see some better stats from them. So, new chaos wheel spin. Let's see what we're getting up to. I'm sure our starters will be more than relieved to go back to a normal set of minutes here, as we're going to see what we're going to land on now, and it's going to be a blockbuster trade. Very interesting. Now, who are we going to try to pull a blockbuster off with? There's a lot of ideas that come to mind, right? But it really depends on who we end up landing on here. It's gonna be the Pistons. Can we make some sort of blockbuster deal for Cade Cunningham? I don't know. We're gonna have to see. All right, now I have no idea if this trade will go through. I expect that it won't, but we've put Jeremiah Fears and Nikola Topic here, a couple of firsts for Cade. I have a feeling that we're going to be talking about one of these so-called untouchable players. However, they did not say untouchable in that trade. I mean, we're going to throw as many picks into this deal as possible, and yeah, that's still not a deal for them. However, that Cavs pick is incredibly not valuable, so maybe if we use a more valuable pick, they'll be more interested. Yeah, even with all of this in there for Cade, they're not interested. I don't know what it would take. I mean, ideally, I wouldn't want to give up like one of my two guys in the front court. Caleb Wilson would be an interesting option to acquire as part of the deal. When I was throwing things into the trade finder just to see, I threw in a deal for Jalen Duren, which I won't say I'm opposed to making that deal. Because, look, here's the thing. Yeah, when I put Jalen Duren in here, we could get Jalen Duren and Caleb Wilson for Alex Sarr and Jared Vanderbilt. Or we could do a deal for Koa Pete and Kason Wallace, which I'm not willing to do, I think. And then the other deal is Jeremiah Fears, Jared Vanderbilt in the first for this package. And I'm not willing to do that either. So it becomes this deal is the most exciting one of all of them. However, do we just take this as is? I mean, Caleb Wilson, what's his potential? I mean, if it's like B+ or higher, I feel like it might be worth it. His potential's B-. I feel like that's kind of low for him. This is a very interesting deal. I think we make our team like only a little bit worse if we make this. I mean, and Alex Sarr, he's having his best season ever. 21 points a game, almost 11 rebounds. I mean, can we really make this deal? Jalen Duren isn't really that much of a scorer. He's maybe a better rebounder, though. And then, like I said, Caleb Wilson is an exciting prospect. I mean, he's been in the league for 4 seasons, and he's only a 78 overall. That's not what you want to see. So we're just fooling around at this point, right? We're seeing if there's anything the Pistons would accept for Cade. We've thrown Alex Sarr, Nikola Topic, 3 firsts in there, and they're not even getting into like the that happened so fast. We went from none of the shit you're offering me is valuable to, you know what, we'll take that. Nikola Topic, Alex Sarr in like 4 firsts, but we just acquired Cade Cunningham. Now we are severely lacking at center. I think it's either we put Evan Mobley down at center, or we move or we just let PJ Hall take things over at center. We could move Jarrett Vanderbilt to play backup center for us. Yeah, that happened very fast. Now we've got an incredible point guard again in Cade Cunningham, and we're missing Alex Sarr. So, oh boy, things are happening in quick succession here. I'm going to have to do some brainstorming about how I want to have our roster looking now with the trade we just made. And we'll see the updated rotation here in just a second. All right, so here is the rotation we're going with. That's not the rotation we're going with. It should be this way. Tristan Da Silva here is going to be our new starting power forward. We moved him down from small forward, and I think he'll be just fine. Outside of that, though, look at the talent we just acquired. We've got Cade, we've got Jeremiah Fears, we've got Evan Mobley, we've got all the scoring we could need. I think we're probably missing a little bit of rebounding now, which is definitely going to hurt. But all things considered, what a trade that ends up being. We'll have to see how the roster performs together as, yeah, I mean, we've got 3 guys that'll absolutely score the leather off the basketball here as we'll spin the games wheel. We'll give this another shuffle, and let's spin her up. We've had 2 long periods or so far, and we'll finally, it looks like, have a short one of 5 games. So we'll get a short glimpse into this new Pelicans team, and I'll see you soon. All right, so 5 games have passed, and we end up going 3-2 over that stretch. Deuce McBride ends up breaking his thigh. I don't know how he managed that, but look at the performance we're getting out of Cade. Koa Pete putting up 25, 10, and 1. Jeremiah Fear, 22, 9, and 7. This guy cannot score at a efficient rate. However, he does put the basketball through the hoop, and he's a great rebounder for a shooting guard for some reason. That's insane to see. Evan Mobley only putting up 13, 15, and 5 is not that impressive. 7 blocks, though, is crazy. So the results, I think, are coming along. Once again, if we can continue to let the team mesh together and play, I think we'll be in good shape here as we spin the wheel again. Giving it a good old shuffle, and we'll see what we're up to now. Wheels kind of been a little bit more diverse this episode, as we are going to let our starters catch their breath a whole lot here, as they'll only play 20 minutes for how long? This would be one, I think we're in a spot where we don't want to have our starters playing 20 minutes for the next 15 games. Okay, yeah, life's good. All right, so I'm going to fix the rotation, and you'll see what's going on. All right, so check it out. We've got our starters playing 20 minutes. The rotation off the bench is ridiculous. We're probably going to be losing a lot over the next 15 games. We'll have to wait and see, though. So we're still in the middle of simming here, but look how great things are going. We've got AJ Mitchell, who's still out with his torn MCL. Deuce McBride's got a broken leg, and now I think Evan Mobley broke his ankle, rolled his ankle, something like that. He's out for the next couple weeks. Things are going great. All right, so we've reached the 15-game mark. We're 30-25, which you wonder how well we would be doing if we hadn't been playing our starters for 20 minutes and if our roster could stay fucking healthy. I mean, Evan Mobley's out with the ankle sprain for another week and a half. It looks like AJ Mitchell's almost ready to come back, and Deuce McBride is also almost ready to come back. But Jesus, man, can we stay at full strength for a season? It remains to be seen. Oh my goodness, the chaos wheel is one thing, but it's another when our roster just can't stay on the floor here, as we're going to see what it's going to be this time, and we're trading away a young player for an uncle. So we'll go ahead and see what team we'll make a deal with here. I haven't had too many trades so far this episode, which is kind of wild, right? We are so used to making like 20 trades a video, as it's going to be a Miami Heat trade. So we'll see what they've got going on their roster. Oh my good God, Joel Embiid is on this roster. Joel Embiid is a 74 overall, probably not valuable to us at all. Do we have anybody young that we can't even use in this deal? Yeah, we could use Gerard Palmer here, and I guess we'll try to use him as trade bait. I mean, we'll throw a pick in a couple seconds if that's what they want to make this deal happen. I don't imagine it should be that difficult. Okay, we need to give up $805K more. Are we being genuinely for real? All right, shout out to you, Gerard Palmer. You know what? I like you so much, it gave you a little bit of a raise. So don't worry about us manipulating our financials here, right? It's more beneficial for Gerard Palmer to make more money. It's not like we took money away from him. So anyway, we made the money work because I'm tired of things being this way where the money is just so broken in modern NBA. It's just impossible to make a good deal here. And we're going to offer this out. They're not interested in the trade. I think like a second-round pick. And yeah, we have Joel Embiid on the squad. You know what? Honestly, I don't hate this move because Joel Embiid's got better size than PJ Hall, and the worst comes to worst, I feel like he might have a little bit left in the tank. I'm just trying to gas this trade up like it's anything more than junk for junk. But chaos complete here as we reach another spin of the games wheel. It has been giving us big chunk after big chunk lately, as it's going to be yet another big chunk. Is it 19 or 12? It is 12 games. All right, so I will see you soon. All right, so before we get simming, I wanted you to see that I did remember to fix our rotation here. So we've got our starters playing some more normal minutes. I am going to give Joel Embiid starting minutes here and have PJ Hall come off the bench. Once again, PJ Hall is 6'8", if you didn't know, and I can't rock with that being in the starting lineup. We need better size, and I think Joel has the ability to get out there and at least get us some rebounds, if nothing else. So with that being said, we'll sim 12 games, and I'll see you soon. We've passed a few games here, and Deuce McBride is fully healthy again, so we've got him back in the rotation. Evan Mobley's healthy enough for us to get him back out there as well, so we've thrown him back out into the lineup, and we're still waiting on AJ Mitchell to heal up, but once we do have him back in the lineup, I think we're going to be in great shape for the push to the end of the season here. So we are back to full strength. We've got AJ Mitchell and then Kason Wallace as our 6th and 7th man, PJ Hall and Kobe Brown coming off the bench for our front court. And unfortunately, Deuce McBride is just on the outside looking in of the rotation. So here at our next event here, we're not doing so hot in this last stretch of games, and I don't know what the disconnect really is. I mean, Cade, what, 14, 6, and 5? What's going on there? I mean, maybe we need to dial back the amount that we want Jeremiah Fears scoring the ball just a smidge. Like, maybe we dial Jeremiah Fears down to like an 80 shot tendency. But other than that, we've reached the contract extension deadline, which I think is a perfect place to be, because we do need to re-sign Evan Mobley. I think Evan Mobley is definitely a player we're interested in keeping around, so we'll submit that contract, and we do end up keeping him around for the long term. We've got Kason Wallace and Deuce McBride here, and Tristan Da Silva also need to be re-signed. One of these two has to go, and I think it's going to have to be Deuce McBride. Unfortunately, no matter how much I love and appreciate him, we'll have to keep Kason Wallace around, and that's what we're going to do. He's going to be with us for the next the long term here. And then everybody else here, I think I'm okay letting Tristan Da Silva and Miles McBride walk, and we'll try to find some better pieces maybe in free agency. But with that being said, we still have another 4 games to go here, and I'll see you soon. Yeah, so 4 games passed. Once again, we are struggling to be consistent in the win column here, as we are 35 and 32. I'm not sure what else we could do at this point to make the team better. We messed around with our coach sim points of emphasis. I'm kind of disappointed I forgot that we had hired a new coach and didn't change that, because I think that could be affecting our ability to win these games here, as we'll spin the chaos wheel again. I mean, just watch us start rattling off win after win here soon. I just guarantee that's what's going to end up happening. We'll see what we're getting up to this time, however, as we are making our starters play 40 minutes again. Thank God it's that and not the effect that was after that. All right, so here is the rotation. We've got every single player in there playing 40 minutes. Bench is very thin, and we will see how that does over the next stretch of games. How long will the stretch be? We are nearing the end of the season very quickly here. Still think we're maybe guaranteed at least one more spin, probably, unless we land on like the absolute maximum option here, but that is not what it's going to be, as I will see you in 3 games. Well, as you can see, I think maybe turning the sim options to be more favorable for our starters made a difference here. As you can see, we are winning game after game here. In fact, we even took down the super team of the Mavericks that we put together, as I don't see Zion on that team. Did they let Zion walk in free agency maybe? But yeah, Evan Mobley, 32, 15, and 2. Jeremiah Fears, 28, 9, and 5. I don't understand how he's a better rebounder than a playmaker. That's just wild to see out of your point guard. Anyway, 3 games have passed. It's time for another chaos spin. All right, so chaos wheel back on the screen. We'll see what we're getting up to here as we get closer and closer to the end of the season. It's been very generous so far. Please stop. Please stop. Okay. We're trading for something. Trading for a team's oldest player at that. Okay. We can make that happen. We like a little unction going on, a little locker room presence here, as we will see who we are acquiring Grandpapa from. And it is going to be the Clippers. Who's ancient on the Clippers at this point? It's Julius Randle. 35-year-old Julius Randle is the oldest player on the Clippers. And we will have to see if we can make the money work here. Unfortunately, with like 3 big contracts, things get very tough as far as he's got, what, an $11 million deal, right? Yeah, so we need to find $12 million of money to give back. So I think Deuce McBride is a good piece, right? Because he's kind of out of the rotation right now. And that gives us 7 mil of the 12 that we need to find, or 11 that we need to find. And then maybe if we go out and we give up Joel Embiid as well, maybe that is a trade they're interested in here. And the Clippers will accept that straight up. Yeah, I mean, not the best trade to make here. However, it makes us better at power forward ever so slightly. So we're going to adjust the rotation here, because Julius Randle will end up being our starting power forward, and then we will see how many games we're simming. All right, new look squad assembled. Julius Randle sliding in at power forward at 35 years old. Definitely going to help carry us over the top here. How many games will we be simming? So Chaos Wheel, Games Wheel is back up on the screen, and we will see if we can make it to the end of the season without having to spin again. It's been a little bit of a mixed bag so far this episode, as it will be 12 games. That might be the end of the season, I'm not sure. Alright, so wouldn't you know that 12 games was exactly the amount of games left in the season here, as Wemby will win yet another MVP, 28, 13, and 5 for him, 2 steals and 3 blocks. Jesus, man, that's just insane. Every single season he's doing this. Brevin Henry wins Rookie of the Year. Nolan Traore, 6th Man of the Year, 15 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists off the bench. That's not bad. Wemby is your DPOY, who's surprised about that. Don't care about who that is. And Ant wins Clutch Player of the Year. 38, 4, and 4 for Anthony Edwards. What is happening in this universe? Anthony Edwards averaging damn near 40 points a game at 28 here. I mean, let's look at some of these recent games for him. Let's see, yeah, 50 piece there, a 66 piece, 51 piece. I mean, holy cow, Anthony Edwards. I mean, a 3-game stretch where he put up 50, 46, and 53. Oh my good lord. I mean, what a season out of him. Another insane stretch of 5 where he put 49, 47, 49, 45. That's wild. Anyway, so obviously Wemby and Ant on the first team All-NBA. Cooper Flagg also gets in here, averaging 27, 9, and 6. Pretty good season from him. Definitely getting more scoring, I think, now that Zion's out of the picture there. AJ DeBonsa's back on the first. So is Giannis at 35. He's still doing it. All NBA second. Hey, we've got Evan Mobley here, averaging 21, 12, and 5. So he's having his best season ever as a part of the Pelicans here. Jamie Jackson, another rookie that the Grizzlies have on their team, having a breakout season this year. Chet on the All-NBA second. Yeah, okay. And then Alex Sarr having his best season ever on the Pistons after we traded him away for Cade here. And he's averaging 22, 8, or 9, and 4 this season. Jokic still making the All-NBA at 35 as well. Quite a talented player to be dominant for as long as Jokic probably will be. And then Diaper Booty Sengun, and Cade makes the All-NBA third here. Only averaging 24 this season, which is a little bit concerning that his scoring takes such a tank joining our team. And then that's just about it. Come on, Maluwatch makes the first team all defense, averaging 2.5 blocks a game. I guess that makes sense. Evan Mobley averaging 2 blocks a game also ends up on here. But look at this. We're not in the playoff or the play-in. We're in the playoffs, and we will have a round 1 matchup here against the Grizzlies. Nerve-wracking times here as the Grizzlies will take game 1 and 2. Oh my gosh, I just like to get out of the first round. I mean, looking at how things are going, I mean, these two, Jamie Jackson and AJ DeBonsa together, are just a supreme duo. They've also got Derek Queen at power forward and a couple of other decent pieces, like Zach Edey is their center. So it's going to be a tough team for us to overcome here, as Julius Randle has a sore knee. We do manage to take game 3, and the roster, oh my god, guys. This is like not the time for you all to just say, hey, why don't we all get hurt? We managed to tie the series here at 2 apiece. San Antonio's moved on to round 2 already, as have the Bucks. So game 5 here, the Grizzlies are going to take it. We're going to simcast here for game 6 and hope that we can pull off a victory. I mean, we're going up against 2 of the... I mean, yeah, we're out of the playoffs. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. What is it going to take? We're 5 seasons deep. Oh my god, this is pain. So we are eliminated from the postseason, and I'm not really even interested to watch any of these games before the conference finals here, as we will go ahead and sim through the round. So it's going to be Dallas and Memphis in the West, and New York and Milwaukee in the East. So we'll go ahead and start seeing who is going to end up in the finals this season. And the Knicks, or give the Bucks the gentleman's sweep to reach the finals, and it looks like we're going to a game 7 here between the Grizzlies and the Mavericks. And Despite the young talent on the Grizzlies roster, they are not enough to overcome Cooper Flagg and the fellas here in Dallas, as he will win Western Conference MVP, Cat wins East MVP, and we get a Knicks versus Mavs finals here, as the Mavs will take games 1 and 2 and 3, and they will sweep the Knicks out of the finals. I mean, whoever this Sasha Turk guy is really doing numbers for the Mavs this year. Leonard Miller also on that. I mean, who is, like, is it really just Cooper Flagg? I mean, who else could possibly be contributing? I mean, it got John Collins, Daniel Gafford, and Max Christie down the board, as well as Derek Lively, but they're not doing shit. So the Mavs win another conference finals here, as we will have to see what we get to do in the offseason. Oh, great. We can upgrade our luxury amenities. I don't give a crap. Anthony Davis retires, and that's really the only significant one. I mean, Ben Simmons finally going to go fishing for good here, but I guarantee the only one we will be seeing in the Hall of Fame is Anthony Davis, as we do see that. Anthony Davis also gets his number retired with us. Sure, I guess. And then the draft lottery is here. I don't think we have any picks in this draft. We have traded away just about all of them. And it will look like, I mean, I don't think any of these picks were ours. Yeah, I'm pretty sure none of these picks were ours. So, like, we would have had the 22nd pick. We would have had the 28th pick as well, right? We had that pick. And then, where's that Cavs pick that we traded away? It was a swap, right? Or was that the pick? Or, okay, so I think that's the pick that the Pistons got. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of where all these picks go. However, regardless, we wouldn't have had a crazy pick in this draft. So we're going to have to look to build outside of the draft. We won't have to spin the draft chaos wheel since we don't have a pick in it. So with no picks in the draft, there's no reason for us to spin the draft chaos wheel. We have nobody with player or team or player options. And yep, we're going to make sure we send out the qualifying for Koa Pete because we want to bring him back. And now we're in free agency. So we are 33 million under the cap here, or over the cap, and we're gonna need to find a small forward to come off the bench for Koa Pete, and I think Ousmane Dang might be a great option to do so here. So we'll send him an offer. Oh, I didn't send the offer, did I? We'll go ahead and send him an offer, and then at power forward, we need someone coming on. I mean, we don't have a great option at power forward, right? I think, who's the only one left? Is it Julius Randle? It sure is. And Julius Randle is definitely going to be worse than anybody we could sign here. So I'm almost tempted to say, look, let's go ahead and I'm either thinking Pat Will or Santi Aldama here. Both have decent, I mean, Santi Aldama has great size. He might be who I go with here. We might give him like a 2-year deal. And that should take care of our depth. And then with that... No, don't... I hate this game. I hate this game because when it does that, it doesn't give you the option of which player between the two you don't want to sign. It just signs whoever's on the top of your list, and then it says, oh, can't sign the other one. Sorry, get fucked, pal. I mean, god damn it. We're in a rough situation. Need to figure out what we're going to do at power forward now, because all of the options we liked before are gone, and it might end up being fucking Tristan da Silva at small forward again. I mean, there's Bobby Clintman. In fact, Bobby Clintman might be the better option here. He's a better scorer. As you can see, his scoring stats are much better. So I guess we'll bring in... is it Bobby or Bobby? Oh, okay. We can't even bring him in because he's asking... It says he's affordable. I love how it says he's affordable. Oh, despite everything, it's going to have to end up being fucking Tristan da Silva back in the building. I would have loved to have Bobby Clintman. I think he would be better, but he's asking for like 20,000 more than we can afford. Hold on. Look, what if I do something stupid and I try to trade off of Julius Randle's contract and see if we can acquire a decent power forward in the process? Like Onyeka Okongwu? I mean, he's a center. I don't know if he can play power forward. No, he's not really much of a power forward. He's kind of, I mean, what are you, Onyeka? I mean, not much of a scorer. I mean, you were a better rebounder, I guess, when you weren't 29. I don't know. We'll have to reassess that trade option. I mean, what else can we get here? Noah Clowney and a first for Julius Randle and PJ Hall. I mean, what kind of player are you? You're not, I mean, you're a decent shooter. Kind of a somewhat decent stretch four. Plus, we could get a first for this. I might take that pick, or might take that trade from the Rockets. The Pistons are once again offering us Caleb Wilson. Would love to have Caleb Wilson in a world where he's actually going to develop, just not this one. And the Nets are offering us a couple of firsts for him. And then, okay, Taylor Kendricks. Who are you? A pretty decent shooter. You're 26. Your potential is not that great. You're probably about as good as you're ever going to be. That's a decent offer. But is it better than us getting Noah Clowney in a first and having to give up a little bit more money, maybe? I think so. I think we take this deal. And that should maybe give us a little bit of flexibility here. So we will have Noah Pete or Koa Pete coming back behind or in front of Ousmane Dang. So we have a decent power forward option. So now we just need to find some guys to come off the bench. And since I know who our starting power forward is at this point, I'm much more happy to go out here and say, here, Tristan Da Silva will give you a minimum contract. Come and back up. Now at center, I think really what we need at this point is someone who can rebound pretty well off the bench. And I don't know who that'll be. It's definitely not Moussa Diabate. Is it maybe Jackson Hayes? No, he's not much of a rebounder either. Jovic, not much of a rebounder. Okay, Homer Baylor here might be a decent option. He's 76 overall and pretty decent board hunting stats. I think we could definitely use a good bit of rebounding, as we will be able to sign both of them here. And we will match the offer that the T-Wolves sent out for Koa Pete. And our roster is complete. Here going into player progression, Jeremiah Fears gets a little better. AJ Mitchell gets a little worse. And Homer Baylor and Tristan Da Silva also take a step down. But everybody else still looking to improve here. Maybe Koa Pete waiting to hit that year 5 breakout. So we'll see what happens there. But I still think this team is so competitive. We've got a fantastic point guard, one of the best players in the NBA at the helm. I think if we can't come away with a championship here, I don't know what it would take. So we'll auto-generate our rookies, and with that, we have reached the end of episode 5. I can't believe that this series has reached 5 episodes simply because I didn't expect that it would take this long, but I think we are right on the precipice. We're so close to being able to pull it off. But this is such an intriguing and fun challenge because it's not like I can just come out here and do my thing as the GM. I will be doing that soon. I do want to do just a couple normal rebuilds after this just to give my brain a break from this stuff. However, we will be coming back to the Chaos series after a bit anyway. So with that being said, if you enjoyed today's episode, if you like this series, which a lot of people seem to, these videos seem to get the most views on my channel. So if you're liking the series, if you want me to keep making these videos, keep making more of this style, please make sure you're hitting that like button. Comment down below your ideas for effects on the wheel, your thoughts about the series, and make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. Help me out in the YouTube algorithm, make me reach more people, and help our videos grow. And I will hope to see you guys in another episode here very, very soon. Take care.